It took everyone by surprise. A team of cellular experts at the University of Dusseldorf in Germany took a closer look at the pancreas of 260 diabetics using high-tech phase contrast microscopes. What they found was straight out of a sci-fi movie. The pancreas was smothered in a toxic blanket of zombie cells, not quite dead, but not fully alive either. These toxic cells shut down insulin production and forced people to rely on insulin shots, which proved that all along, not beating diabetes was not your fault. Because no matter how well you followed your doctor's advice, until you remove the toxic blanket around your pancreas, you're only treating the effects, not the cause. In the next 4 minutes, I'll show you how anyone at any age can target and eliminate the root cause of type 2 diabetes for good by waking up a dormant part of your immune system and unlocking its power to clean not only your pancreas, but your heart, kidneys, and brain too. Reversing diabetes in days and slashing your risk of heart attack, kidney failure, or Alzheimer's. And however complicated this may seem, it's 100% natural, easy to use, and cheaper than your daily coffee. It can be done from home and starts working almost immediately. It's the only tested method that allows you to say goodbye to your erratic blood sugar levels for good. We've been trying to crack the code on diabetes treatments, and we noticed something totally bizarre that everyone else seemed to overlook. A toxic blanket of zombie cells was smothering the pancreas and blocking insulin production in the sneakiest way. Imagine trying to breathe with your nose pinched shut. Not going to happen, right? That's what these cells are doing to the pancreas. But now that we see what's going on, we can start fixing it. This isn't the only group of experts who figured out these zombie cells are stopping the pancreas from producing insulin. Harvard scientists confirmed that zombie cells are the culprit behind insulin resistance. Cambridge University calls these cells the biggest enemy of diabetics, and Oxford University identifies them as the real reason why diabetes just won't leave your body. This life-changing solution has passed multiple trials before reaching you today in its final form, and holds a 100% efficiency rate with more than 112,000 test subjects. Now, you're probably wondering why you didn't read about this on the front page of your favorite newspaper. Here's the thing. For any medical breakthrough to hit the headlines, it's got to get the thumbs up from the big guys like pharmaceutical companies, research institutes, and medical organizations. And when a discovery like ours could turn their cash flow into a dribble, it gets suppressed. That's why we couldn't stay silent. Not when every 17 seconds an American is diagnosed as diabetic, and every 7 seconds a diabetic around the world is dying because of a coma, stroke, or severe infection. And especially since we know this works, even in the most difficult cases of type 2 diabetes. Daniel Lopez, 53, was at death's door when he tried it. At 258 pounds, he had already suffered a heart attack, and his eyesight and kidneys were failing. After seeing this breakthrough research, he freed himself in less than 2 months of his type 2, and 18 months later, he's still a free man. Tanya Barley, 62, from Birmingham, England, was told there was no cure and she had an increased risk of heart attack, stroke, and blindness. But now, after 7 weeks of treatment, she is diabetes-free and says,
All my blood test levels are within normal range, and my cholesterol and blood pressure levels are normal.
And Antoinetta Trout is urging us to make this method known to everyone because it saved her life.
It's the only treatment that has worked for me.
So please pay attention to this life-changing presentation because I don't know how long I can keep it up. We need to spread the word quickly so people can regain their health. Scientists admit that the miraculous power of this method consists in its triple action approach. First, it restores normal function to your pancreas. Second, it allows insulin to flow freely throughout the body. And third, it brings glucose down to healthy levels. Now, if you're skeptical, I totally get it. Emotions can run high, especially when you've tried all sorts of treatments for a long time with no success. But starting today, things are going to change, and you'll reverse your type 2 diabetes. At first, your glucose levels disease would only get worse, so why did I need so many meds? And I just couldn't understand how I ended up here, since I thought I was eating a pretty healthy diet. So I went to get a second opinion. But when the second doctor ended up telling me the exact same thing, I felt sad, disappointed, and frustrated. Sad because my illness was confirmed, upset with myself for letting it happen, and annoyed because the treatment wasn't even a cure, as the doctor said. But I rolled up my sleeves and followed their advice as best as I could. And for a while, things were looking okay, even though sometimes I faced low energy levels, dizziness, or brain fog, all standard issues for folks with diabetes. That's until the summer of 2021, when I decided to take my son Jack hiking. We planned a 3-day trip, packed everything we need, and set out ready for some father-son time. We reached the base of the mountain early in the morning and set out to reach the halfway point by sundown so we could set up camp. However, about 4 hours into the climb, I did something stupid. Instead of pausing to study the map and figure out where we needed to go, I kept moving until we hit a treacherous, steep path. And the next thing I knew, I was thrown to the ground with a nasty blow to my left leg. Well, I didn't take it too seriously right then. I picked myself up, splashed some water on the cut to clean it, and pressed on. We made it to our campsite, got our tents up, filled our bellies with a good meal, and called it a night under the stars. But the next morning I felt a very sharp pain when I tried to step on my foot, and I felt a bit feverish. I checked my wound and it was showing signs of infection. I later learned that it can happen quite easily to diabetics because of all the excess sugar we have running around in our blood. I knew I couldn't make it down the same way because of the steep terrain. There was a ranger cabin a few miles from where we were, so I thought we'd go there and get some help. We packed everything and headed for the cabin. Along the way, the pain grew sharper and sharper, and I was dripping sweat like Niagara because of my fever. I tried to push on as much as I could, but I could feel my strength leaving my legs. The only thing that kept me going was the fear that if I collapsed, my son would be stranded in this wilderness, having to choose between abandoning me to go get help, which could prove fatal since there were bear sightings around the mountain, or try to drag my unconscious body to the ranger's cabin, which would prove an impossible task for a 13-year-old. So I gritted my teeth and pushed through all the pain and fever. It took us about 2.5 hours to reach the cabin, and as soon as we did, I collapsed right on the front porch. They had to airlift me to the nearest hospital to properly clean the wound. After the procedure, Dr. Stevens came to fill me in. Mr. Green, we've done our best to scrub the wound clean, and we're waiting to see how your body takes it from here, but I've got to be honest with you. It's looking like we might have to go in surgically. The wound's pretty deep. What? Surgery? From a cut? I asked. Yes, Mr. Green. You see, the bacteria that jumped into your wound loves sugar like a kid loves candy. That's the trouble with diabetes. It rolls out the welcome mat for infections. We're going to start you on meds for the infection. And your diet, you've got to tighten that up even more. If you don't manage to keep your blood sugar under control, your infection will continue to grow, and it could lead to an amputation. This left me speechless. I lost my grip on reality. Then the doctor continued, come back in a month to check on the progress, and then we'll decide if we do the surgery. On my way home, I didn't utter a single word because I was still in shock of losing my leg. It felt terrible. The next few days, I fell into a deep, dark hole of depression, and the 4 meds for the infection, together with the insulin shots, made me feel like a zombie. It got pretty rough. I'd get dizzy spells, diarrhea, and just start sweating like crazy out of nowhere. This was followed by nights when I woke up screaming. I had nightmares about the doctor amputating my leg. Once I woke up in cold sweats, dreaming I had a heart attack. I was also terrified that diabetes would bring me Alzheimer's. I'd read on the internet that some doctors refer to Alzheimer's as type 3 diabetes. After dealing with all these awful thoughts and feelings, I started to realize something was really messed up. It was clear I couldn't keep living like that. So I just fell to my knees, broke down crying, and prayed. I asked God for forgiveness because I didn't pay attention to the early signs of diabetes. Then I asked God to help me find a way out of this nightmare. After letting go and putting my trust in a higher power, I finally felt relief and realized I only had 2 options. First off, I could continue taking the meds my doctors prescribed with all those nasty side effects forever and put my life in the hands of this broken system that wants to chop off my leg. Or I could choose the second option and fight for my life, seek out the true cause of diabetes and eliminate it from my body forever. Something inside told me option 2 was the only way. From that day on, I knew my new mission in life was to beat this thing. And suddenly I felt a renewed ambition, a determination burning inside of me. For the next week, I spent all my time searching for information about diabetes, anything that could help me. I signed up to medical sites, I called up universities to find details about the studies they'd published, and I read endless reports of clinical trials but found nothing new. The conclusions were always the same. Take your medication and act like a diabetic. Well, that was the whole point. I didn't want to be like every other diabetic. Then I stumbled upon some eye-openers. Big Pharma is shelling out a whopping $2.3 billion a year to get doctors to hype up their drugs. And the New York Times revealed that doctors are now writing 50% more prescriptions than before, each costing us $60 more than it should. This made my stomach turn. But there's always a silver lining, as I also discovered something that genuinely made a difference for me. There were comments on a forum and amazing stories of men and women who'd successfully reversed their type 2 diabetes without using medication, but with the help of a doctor named Helga, a microbiologist from Germany who apparently was now in the USA. Emily Johnson, a 67-year-old lady, said that with Helga's help, she went from an advanced form of diabetes, taking 3 shots of insulin a day, to completely kicking diabetes out of her life. I found tons of stories, including one about a guy my age who somehow reversed his type 2 in just 11 days. Reading those lit a spark of hope in me. I thought, maybe I could beat this thing too. I got fired up and started posting on forums, telling my story and asking if anyone knew Helga. I was determined to track her down. 4 days later, to my great surprise, a lady calls me and says, "Hi, I'm Helga. I think I can help you." My heart must have skipped a beat. She gave me an address not too far away to meet the following day. I didn't ask anything else, I simply had to meet her. Arriving at the address, I found a small but charming house with a lady gathering plants in the yard. I called out, "Helga?" She turned around, waved me over, and invited me to sit at the table on the terrace. We introduced ourselves, and I began to tell her about my diabetes, the problems with my leg, how I'd done everything to get better but felt increasingly worse. "You are my last hope, Helga," I told her. Then she began to tell me her story. Helga specializes in cell morphology, which means she studies the structure, shape, and function of cells. She's super passionate about her work. During one of her studies, while researching 260 patients with various stages of diabetes using the most advanced Carl Zeiss microscopes, she stumbled upon something bizarre. She saw a bunch of cells around the pancreas that had stopped dividing but didn't die. These odd cells were named zombie cells, and the process is known as senescence. The strange zombie cells just lingered, messing up the healthy tissue nearby. In our case, they inhibit the regeneration of pancreatic beta cells, the cells that make insulin, which makes the pancreas unable to pump out enough insulin. For years, doctors have been scratching their heads wondering why they couldn't beat diabetes. And now it turns out these clingy cellular leftovers are the culprits, blocking insulin's production. But that's not all. If these zombie cells break off, they can migrate to different parts of our body and cause other serious health issues like blindness, Alzheimer's, arterial stiffening, osteoarthritis, and a lot more. So no wonder that once you're diagnosed with diabetes, your chances of getting Alzheimer's shoot up to 65%. You're 78% more likely to develop vision problems or go blind, and you're twice as likely to have a stroke or heart attack. So what causes these zombie cells? It's all about nutrient imbalance, Helga explained. These cells lacked certain key nutrients which stressed them out and made it impossible for them to divide normally. And instead of dying off like they should, they turned toxic, causing inflammation around vital organs like the pancreas, kidneys, liver, and even the heart, basically suffocating them. So, wait, how'd you fix up all those folks raving about you on the forum, I asked. If we give our immune system the right signal, it can take down those zombie cells, she continued. You see, our body has a group of superhero cells called natural killer cells, or NK for short. These warriors specialize in removing dead cells from our bodies. But zombie cells aren't dead yet, they're just cloaked, so our specialized cells can't take them out. So, with the help of a few colleagues from the university, we discovered and developed a protocol for activating a dormant part of the immune system, which seeks out and destroys zombie cells. We did it using natural ingredients proven to boost the immune system and get blood sugar back on track. And once we were fully confident in the method, we tried it on those 260 diabetics where we'd seen the zombie cells before. The outcome was mind-blowing. It was like we turned the lights on and all the zombies vanished. Every single person was free from diabetes. And what happened next? I asked, confused. Well, when I went to the lab where the microscopes were, all excited that I cracked the code on what causes diabetes, and with a groundbreaking solution in my hands, they called me into a meeting, told me my financing was being pulled, my research confiscated, and that I was not allowed to speak at all about this discovery or use the formula we discovered. The next day, I was fired. Later, I found out the financing we got for the research actually came from pharmaceutical companies. And when news of my discovery reached them, they used their money and influence to erase all knowledge of this life-saving discovery. They blacklisted me from working in any research institute. It sent me into a deep depression. I moved to the States, determined to help people however I could. So to get by, I took a job as a nurse at the hospital near my home. I'm so sorry for the injustice done to you, but I'm ready to try your treatment. I want this cure, I blurted out. It's all in this tincture, she said as she took a bottle out of her pocket. Take this. Put 2 full droppers under your tongue or mix it into your favorite morning drink. Make it your new morning ritual. When you're done with it, come back and find me, okay? I was stunned by everything Helga said. It seemed wild that a natural tincture could cure diabetes. But I took the vial and thanked her. I couldn't wait to get home and research those zombie cells she mentioned. As a scientist, I needed clear proof. And guess what? Later that night, I found thousands of studies from all the major universities in the world. Harvard scientists confirmed that zombie cells were the real culprit behind insulin resistance. Cambridge University called these cells the biggest enemy of diabetics, and Oxford University identified them as the hidden reason why diabetes just won't go away. As soon as I read this, I realized Helga's solution was totally scientifically sound. So I went ahead and squeezed a dropper of the tincture under my tongue. Now, nothing could have prepared me for what happened next. The very next morning, I felt different. My blood sugar was the same, but the brain fog was gone, and I actually had some energy for once. So I stuck with Helga's advice and made it my morning ritual. After a week, something weird happened. I saw my morning blood sugar go from the usual 180 to 200 to 145. I'd never seen numbers that low in the morning. Not only that, but my vision got crystal clear, and I was buzzing with more energy than I'd had in years. The pounds started dropping quickly, and that stubborn leg wound was healing before my very eyes, fading away until it was gone. My doctor was floored when I went for the checkup and called me a walking miracle. That's when I felt bad for ever doubting Helga. So I rushed over to her place, bouncing with excitement, and asked, "What's in this stuff? My numbers are the best they've ever been, and I feel like $1,000,000. I ate 3 slices of pizza last night, and my blood sugar only went to 152. Before, just 1 slice would shoot me up to 190. Helga just smiled knowingly. "I expected that," she said, leaning in like sharing a secret. It's this special blend of natural herbs and ingredients that supercharges your body's natural killer cells. It gives them the power to dissolve those zombie cells clogging up your pancreas. Please, Helga, we've got to tell everyone about this. This is not just a breakthrough, it saved my life. My doctor called me a walking miracle. At first, she was very reluctant, and I couldn't blame her, despite all that had happened to her in Europe. But what did she have left to lose? And I don't know what convinced her exactly, whether it was my persistence, her desire to help people, or everything together, but in the end, she agreed. We started getting the word out using my story and others from her trials in Germany, like Anna Weber's story. She was diagnosed with diabetes in her late 40s with a blood sugar level of 385. It took 7 months of taking this natural solution daily to drop those numbers down to 115, all while she stripped off 50 pounds. Or David Mueller, who was cured of diabetes in just 11 days and is still diabetes-free. And there were many other cases that had the same amazing results. Now, before we even considered making this tincture available, we laid out some ground rules for the treatment. Number 1, it had to work for everybody with type 2 diabetes, from those who had this terrible disease for many years to the newly diagnosed and pre-diabetics. Number 2, it had to deliver results in less than 180 days because I know people don't have much time and cannot wait a long time to see results. And number 3, it had to be backed up by multiple independent studies. We followed these key rules so we could prove, even to the most skeptical of diabetics who said it was impossible, that our treatment really works and is totally backed by science. The awareness campaign went viral pretty quickly, and everyone wanted to know about our solution. So here's a quick explanation of everything that went into the formula. But please pay attention, because this is top secret information that the pharma cartel has gone to great lengths to keep from you. Remember, this only works when you mix the purest ingredients in the right amounts to get the full effects against diabetes and its complications. Without proper preparation, the whole protocol is basically useless. You know how some vitamins seem like they don't do anything? Well, there's a reason for that. A study in a major medical journal, JAMA, found 89% of store-bought supplements had misleading labels, not even close to the amounts of good stuff they claimed, but were jam-packed with useless fillers. And 40% didn't even contain a trace of what they advertised. Makes you wonder what they're really putting in those pills, right? Which is why we had an extremely difficult time sourcing the ingredients, because we needed the highest quality, purest extracts, especially eleuthero, a small woody shrub which has been used in Chinese medicine for 2,000 years. Its superpower is to charge your immune system. especially your natural killer cells, with the energy they need to start the first stage of diabetes reversal process, which is stage 1, allowing NK cells to detect and destroy zombie cells. This stage hits the reset button on your insulin production as Eleuthero arms NK cells with night vision goggles to detect zombie cells and eliminate them once and for all while greatly lowering fasting and after-meal blood sugar levels. Then astragalus turns your NK cells into super soldiers. This is like an energy drink for your immune system. It also helps the body optimize blood sugar levels all day, whether you've eaten or not. Next, Coleus boosts the number of NK cells you have, ensuring we have enough warriors to eradicate the zombie cells, all while helping healthy cells grow stronger and stay younger. A 2014 study published in the International Journal of Medical Science showed participants taking Coleus for 8 weeks dramatically lowered their fasting glucose levels. And that's not all. Coleus has also been proven to shield you against kidney disease, which affects 40% of diabetics in the US alone. Stage 2, where the real magic happens, your blood sugar starts dropping to healthy levels. Now you'll feel energetic, clear-headed, and more confident. That's when maca comes in, the secret ingredient that makes your insulin work smarter, not harder. It boosts insulin distribution in the body and makes your cells more sensitive to it. A 2007 study showed maca can power wash sugar out of your system. You could eat a sugar-packed meal and still see big improvements in your glucose tolerance and your blood sugar levels dropping to normal levels. But it gets even better. Those folks also saw their bad LDL cholesterol, total cholesterol, and triglycerides take a nosedive, which sent their heart health through the roof. And we're not stopping here. Our blend has another secret weapon, African mango, which cranks your insulin production to a whole new level, lowering your plasma glucose levels within 2 hours of taking it, while making sure your heart is ticking like a finely tuned Swiss watch. The next special ingredient? Guarana. This exotic plant has been proven to drop bad cholesterol levels by 27% while improving blood flow and preventing blood clots, which is vital because 65% of diabetics die from some sort of heart disease or stroke. Also, guarana has the added benefit of kickstarting your fat-burning furnace, allowing you to burn more calories even when you're resting comfortably on your couch after a delicious meal. Stage 3, the moment you can finally say, I'm not diabetic anymore. At this stage, all of your test results will come back in the healthy range. Your need for pills and injections will be a thing of the past, and your body will be free of those nasty zombie cells, all thanks to this very complex mix that's packed with more than just the ingredients I mentioned before. We're talking about rare plants that are hard to acquire, and that some doctors have never even heard of. That's why it took us another 2 months until we even got a prototype we could test out. And to be honest with you, it was tough as hell. But in the end, it was all worth it. I finally had in my hands the proven formula that reversed my diabetes, and I was ready to share it with people around the world. Thanks to the awareness campaign, we were able to find 160 volunteers, men and women, 20 years old up to 82 years old, from different walks of life. Some were pre-diabetics, others newly diabetic, and some were people who'd suffered for 40 years with the disease, to ensure that the solution works for everyone. All agreed to try our treatment for 180 days, and that's because we personally delivered it to their home. They each received a form so they could report on their progress weekly. I was prepared to wait for at least a couple of weeks for the initial reports to come back, but what happened next was amazing. Just about a week in, my phone started blowing up with calls from everyone in the study. They were all excited, telling me their blood sugar numbers were looking way better, and they were also dropping pounds. They couldn't believe it. So I encouraged them to continue tracking their progress. And when I went to pick up the reports, the results were mind-blowing. 158 out of 160 had completely eliminated that nasty zombie gunk, cleansed their pancreas, and turned their liver into a fat-burning engine. Now, their internal organs were clean, in perfect working condition, and most importantly, diabetes left their bodies in just a few weeks. This method melted away an average of 21 pounds of excess body fat in 6 weeks, and every single person, without exception, got a serious boost in their health, lowering their blood pressure, improving cardiovascular health, and even enhancing their brain function like a full-body upgrade. Now, you might ask what happened to the 2 people who didn't completely reverse their type 2. Well, their fasting blood sugar levels dropped to about 125, which means that their diabetes was now under control and considered low risk. This increased their life expectancy by an additional 10 years. So the experiment turned out to be a real success for everybody. We were so excited that we couldn't wait to share this treatment with the entire world. This was the birth of Sugar Defender, the only method that defends your body from zombie cells and the most powerful way of controlling blood sugar, reversing type 2 diabetes, and clearing the inflammation around your pancreas, liver, and heart. This is the formula that reversed my type 2 diabetes and helped more than 112,000 people free themselves from high blood sugar problems. An extremely effective formula you can start using right now to see results in just a few days. People from all over the world confirmed this amazing achievement, like Lena H., 58, New York. I was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes 7 years ago. At first, my doctor put me on metformin, and every 6 months he increased my dosage because my diabetes was getting worse. After a while, I started feeling pain in my kidneys, bad sleep, and dizziness as side effects from the meds. My dream of a happy retirement was fading away. After I used Sugar Defender, I started to believe again. At first, I was skeptical that something so simple would work, but after trying this method for 1 month, I got my blood sugar down from 190 to 130. Then after 2 more months, my blood sugar level went down to 105 and stayed there for more than 10 weeks, even though I ate carbs like pizza and pasta. I've also lost 29 pounds, and I can finally live the life I've always dreamed of. Robert P., 63, California.
My diabetes started many years ago, and I've tried everything: diets, exercise plans, teas, meditation, acupuncture, and smoothies. I even gave up drinking alcohol. All this helped for a while, but then my high blood sugar returned. I was convinced that my diabetes would never go away. When I tried Sugar Defender, it was like everything suddenly clicked into place. And in a very short period of time, I reversed my type 2 diabetes, just like you said. Now I'm enjoying a new life without stress, tiredness, bad sleep, or bland food. People should know this really works. I'm telling it to everybody. Thank you.
How can I get this amazing supplement?
Truth is that getting all the right ingredients to make this powerful type 2 diabetes reversing formula is extremely hard. As Helga said, 97% of the natural ingredients on the market are either fake or filled with pesticides. Also, the people who've tried our product and got their lives back keep asking us for more bottles for themselves, for their families and friends, just to stock up in case we won't be able to provide any more and to make sure that they'll have the power to fight diabetes for the rest of their lives. Plus, there are an impressive number of people who don't have diabetes, but just take the supplement to rejuvenate their entire body and improve the function of their pancreas, liver, and heart, eliminating toxic zombie cells from around their organs and emptying our stock in a matter of days. Moreover, Sugar Defender is carefully produced only in small batches that take up to 6 months to deliver. This process is essential to ensuring the quality of the product is 100% effective. And don't forget about those big pharma companies who are already hunting us like mad for ruining their profits from innocent people who are desperate for a cure. But since you've educated yourself with this video today, in the next few minutes, you'll find out how to get your hands on a brand new bottle. First, I want to explain how you should take Sugar Defender. Take 2 full droppers of Sugar Defender on a daily basis for at least 30 days. Simply squeeze them under your tongue or mix them in your favorite beverage. There's no doubt that your blood sugar will start to stabilize in less than 3 weeks and your markers will improve in less than a month. But it's essential for you to continue to eliminate all the zombie cells from around your organs. This way, you'll significantly decrease your risk of pancreas failure, heart and liver problems, and you'll feel how your entire body gets supercharged and renewed. Now, based on your current condition, it could take at least 75 days to treat the deterioration caused by the zombie cells after so many years of neglect, which means 3 bottles of Sugar Defender. Or, and this is the most popular choice among the people who contact us, if you want the best chance of fighting against heart complications and liver disease while treating type 2 diabetes, a 6-month supply of Sugar Defender is all you need. Nobody in the world can estimate exactly how many toxic zombie cells you have at this point because this depends on many factors, such as your medical history, how old your type 2 diabetes is, your overall state of health, lifestyle choices, and so on. So as a rule of thumb, after seeing the positive results of more than 112,000 people suffering from advanced type 2 diabetes, we recommend taking 6 bottles or more to be completely safe for a period of 180 days. This should be enough to completely eliminate the toxic cells from your vital organs, thus removing your diabetes, heart, and liver problems, and helping you achieve a faster metabolism and fat-burning state. It's now obvious why Sugar Defender is the only efficient option to successfully treating type 2 diabetes. Nothing else out there has been proven to work. You could go to a doctor who will torture you, as it happened to me. You could try all the meds and treatments and suffer through all those negative side effects, and you'll come to the same conclusion. Nothing works. The disease will keep getting worse as you start feeling sicker, more depressed, exhausted, starved, and anxious. I also guarantee that the so-called alternative methods, such as meditation, acupuncture, or different shakes, which are actually all fake herbal extracts as we saw in that JAMA study, are not strong enough to treat type 2 diabetes. All of these are a waste of time, energy, money, and you know it. They won't get you well in a million years. Unlike Sugar Defender that can get the job done in less than 3 weeks while keeping you safe from future heart, liver, and kidney disorders. You can understand why Helga and I initially wanted to set the price of Sugar Defender at $380 a bottle. All the ingredients are natural, most of them quite rare and hard to procure. Plus, this special formula is designed to target the root cause of type 2 diabetes, which is a life-threatening disease, one that could potentially leave you blind, with an amputated leg, or even dead. Also, add in the costs of seeing a specialist in your area, including the tests he'll make you pay for and the drugs he's going to prescribe you for the rest of your life. Whew! Given all of this, $380 a bottle should seem like an incredible offer. But as I mentioned already, Sugar Defender is not about making a profit. All we want is to help you and people like you get better. That's what my story and mission meant right from the start. I wish this miraculous product existed before I nearly traumatized my family. But I can't change the past, and what matters now is that after receiving emails from people who can't afford Sugar Defender, I knew I had to find a way so that everyone could afford it, which is why there's no chance I could consider charging you anywhere near $400 for this. And because you're watching this presentation, if you act today through this website and take the life-changing decision of investing in this extraordinary anti-diabetes weapon, my team and I have agreed to give you the only effective treatment that allowed us to finally hit the stop button on type 2 diabetes for only $69 a bottle. But you know what? I'm going to make the deal even sweeter because I know how hard it is to live in constant fear that you could slip into a coma or lose your eyesight or get Alzheimer's. I've set up a discounted package system of 6 bottles of Sugar Defender for you. That's only $49 a bottle for a total of $294, which is being offered today only for as long as supplies last. And once we run out of bottles, the buy now buttons will not be active anymore until we make another batch, which takes around 5 to 6 months at least. So click the 6-bottle package or any other package that you want below to secure your order. Consider this the smallest but most powerful investment you can ever make in yourself. Yes, 1 bottle of Sugar Defender might stabilize your blood sugar and deal with problems like restless sleep, low energy, and food cravings. 3 bottles might be enough to rapidly restore your entire body, slashing extra pounds, improving blood flow, and helping rejuvenate your brain cells to keep Alzheimer's away. But 6 bottles of Sugar Defender could make your body immune not only to diabetes, cravings, poor blood flow, but to all the problems brought on by the zombie cells that's been accumulating around your organs, like your pancreas, liver, and heart. This way, you'll eliminate all types of bodily inflammation, some of which you may not even have a clue about. Click the order button below after choosing the best package for you, and you'll end up on our secure checkout page. Enter your payment details, place the order, and in less than 7 days from now, you'll get Sugar Defender delivered straight to your door. Click the button now. It's the only way to secure your package while supplies last. You have absolutely nothing to risk because you are covered by our 60 days, 100% healthy or money-back guarantee. Start taking this groundbreaking formula today and see for yourself how your blood sugar levels drop back to their normal range within days, how your tiredness and cravings gradually fade away, how you can finally feel healthy again, and able to enjoy your favorite foods every time you want, just like 112,000 other satisfied customers found out. And if you're not satisfied for any reason, never happened, but just in case, send me an email and I'll buy it back from you, no questions asked. Like I said, this is a 100% risk-free investment. So click one of the buttons below to get started on your journey of becoming diabetes-free. But please know, you really do have to act now. We're offering Sugar Defender for just $69 and even cheaper if you're getting our more popular bundle packages, just to put this amazing product into the hands of more people. You'll gain access to Sugar Defender, which will arrive at your doorstep in a matter of days. Listen, when you think about it, you really only have 2 choices ahead of you right now, just like I did not long ago. Option 1, stop following this presentation and leave this page. Do nothing. Keep going the way you are now with those horrible cravings, the lethal blood sugar spikes, the burning inflammation in your body with restrictive diets, tiredness, restless sleep, risking a diabetic coma, blindness, amputation, or Alzheimer's, frustrated that nothing works, spending hundreds, maybe thousands of dollars on useless therapies, struggling with your diabetes for years or even decades, losing your vision, your leg, or your mental clarity. It's not going to be pleasant. Or option 2, grab Sugar Defender right now while risking nothing at all, and you'll be surprised at how well it works. So click below to make your choice, enter your payment details, and place the order now. It was a pleasure for me to share my tale and this amazing discovery with you today. I think you're ready to get started now. Click below and start reversing your type 2 diabetes today. Still here? Great! If you have any more questions, I'll do my best to answer them here. Question: what are zombie cells and why are they the root cause of diabetes? Zombie cells, also known as senescent cells, are a group of cells that are damaged beyond repair yet refuse to die. This means the body cannot break them down and eliminate them as it normally does. Because they keep lingering inside our bodies, these cells usually migrate towards major organs like the pancreas, leaching to it and disrupting its insulin production. But we've discovered that certain compounds make it possible for a specific part of your immune system to target and remove senescent cells, reestablishing the healthy function of not just the pancreas, but also of your cardiovascular system, kidneys, brain, and other major organs. It's the only proven method that grants you the power to bid farewell to your type 2 diabetes and its life-threatening complications. Question: how is Sugar Defender manufactured? Sugar Defender is proudly manufactured right here in the United States within a facility that strictly respects the highest standards of good manufacturing practices. It is meticulously crafted within an FDA-registered facility with rigorous standards. We've also had our formula tested by an independent third-party laboratory to make sure that the ingredients match what's on the label and that there are no toxic ingredients inside. Obviously, we strongly disagree with the use of fillers, preservatives, and artificial ingredients. This commitment allows Sugar Defender to be an exceptionally pure yet incredibly effective breakthrough in putting an end to type 2 diabetes and facilitating healthy blood sugar levels. Question: how long will Sugar Defender be available to the public? My number one objective is to ensure that this groundbreaking solution reaches as many Americans as possible. Given the remarkable revolution it's sparked, I'm committed to making it accessible for every American at an affordable cost, amounting to just pennies a day. However, there are some powerful enemies who fiercely oppose my actions. They would go to great lengths to silence me by attempting to remove this website from the internet. Because of their efforts and the significant time it takes to make each bottle of Sugar Defender for up to 6 months, I can't promise how long this website will stay online. Therefore, if you're ready to embrace the incredible benefits of Sugar Defender, it's crucial that you take decisive action now by placing your order and securing your supply. Question: how does the guarantee work? When you click on one of the options at the bottom of this page and get your supply of Sugar Defender today, you're automatically protected by our comprehensive 60-day, 100% money-back guarantee. This means that if you change your mind about Sugar Defender for any reason within the next 2 months, simply reach out to our customer service team via phone or email. We will swiftly refund your entire investment in Sugar Defender within 48 hours. No questions asked. Rest assured, you'll be assisted by a genuine person who genuinely cares about your satisfaction and is eager to provide support. With our ironclad guarantee, you can take the leap with confidence and enjoy Sugar Defender without any risk on your part. Okay, I'm ready to order Sugar Defender now. What do I have to do next? All that's left for you to do is click the order button below. Choose the best package for you, enter your regular details, and place your order. We will promptly ship your bottles directly to your home. I have full confidence that you'll be amazed at how quickly Sugar Defender will reverse your type 2 diabetes and restore healthy glucose levels. Our 6-bottle package is the most popular option, and that's because 6 bottles of Sugar Defender could make your body immune not only to diabetes, cravings, poor blood flow, but to all the problems brought on by the zombie cells that have been accumulating around your organs, like your kidney, liver, and heart. This way you will eliminate all types of bodily inflammation, even brain inflammation, some which you may not even have a clue about. Moreover, as I mentioned earlier, this entire purchase is protected by our 60-day, 100% money-back guarantee. So go ahead and place your order now, so you can experience the transformative power of Sugar Defender for yourself right away. The moment you place your order, we will expedite Sugar Defender to you. Once you receive your order in just a few short days, start taking Sugar Defender daily. Make it your new morning ritual. You'll be astounded by its remarkable efficacy. Click below and start turning back the clock on your diabetes today.